welcome back to my bathroom, and welcome to episode 11 of the hair color series. Today it's all about hair extensions, weaves, wigs. We're gonna go over the do's and don'ts of coloring and blending these yourself at home. Subscribe, like, all that jazz, and I apologize for my lack of appearance. I just had ear surgery. Close those holes up, but I'm in recovery mode right now. The hair extensions we're using today are the ones I normally use. Company is called Full Shine, 100% human hair. They're on Amazon. This is not sponsored. I was actually gonna go with a different brand to try them out, but I didn't get around to it. I already had these. There's 20 pieces in the pack, and next week I'll show you how to put them in, but you're going to need at least 2 packs. Even if you have thin, fine hair like myself, you need 2 packs. These are the 22-inch, ooh, and they change their price all the time. These are now $78.99. Everything's changing. I'll link the shade and everything I'm wearing below, but here's what they look like. So 22 inches long. This hair is considered a lower quality hair when you're talking about hair extensions, but for me and my lifestyle, this is good. These are the tape-in extensions. These are the easiest to do on myself, by myself. So that's why I like these. And the camera, it looks like from the viewfinder that these are not as yellow as they look with my eyeballs, but they are very, very golden. My hair is not golden right now. It's more of an ash tone. And actually it's a lot of purple, if you can see here, or violet. And I used this because I could not wait. I wanted to try it. This is Color Lux Lilac Color Cleansing Conditioner. I found this at Sally's. It was about $15-ish. What this does is it conditions your hair but deposits a color lightly and gets darker over time on blonde hair. It did kind of tone out this shadow root that we just did because it had a more of a, I mean, it was a little green to me, a little ashy, so it did kind of soften that up, but it did deposit this lilac on here. But I like it. I would rather be purple than yellow any day. We're gonna go through and put a low light in this, and then we're gonna tone this just by dipping it in the sink with violet. So these are like a level 9, maybe a 10 with a yellow hue. We're gonna be using a level 8 BV, 8.22 by Pravana, which is 8 BV, which is blue violet, to cancel out yellow and orange. It's only gonna be 1 shade darker, so it's not going to be a huge difference, but it's going to be nice to have a little bit of dimension. With wigs, hair extensions, whatever you're using, to color them, you wanna make sure it's 100% human hair. That way it will accept the color and you'll be able to curl it, blow dry it, flat iron it, whatever you wanna do. They do make synthetic hair, which is kind of plasticky like. It will not hold color. You can deposit it on there and it will literally slide off. So you do need to make sure this is human hair before you even start coloring, or you're gonna be wasting your time. Now with hair extensions, wigs, especially in this realm, the D category, not the best, but definitely not the worst. You cannot lighten these with lightener. I mean, you can do anything, but it's really not going to work. If anything, it's just gonna fry the hair and it's not gonna last long, because these only look really nice for about a month, and that's with very little heat application, curling, styling, blow drying. That's basically just shampooing them once a week, putting a little bit of product, letting them air dry. So you're gonna get a good month of them looking nice. Of course, you can rewear them, you can retape them, move them up, and I usually do. I just cut them shorter so it gives it a more healthier look, because the ends do start just going silly on you. So getting your shade right is really important as far as the level, how light or dark to match your hair. Not necessarily the tone, in this case yellow, because none of these, even the darker ones, really match that tone correctly. But you do want to try to at least aim to get the level correct so you can fix this at home. So again, we're doing level 8, 1 shade darker. Because we're depositing, it's 10 volume. We're not lifting. Back in with the kitchen scale to make sure it's accurate. Bowl on the scale, zero it out. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. If you don't have a scale, don't worry about it. Just grab like a TSP from the kitchen, 1 TSP of color, 1 TSP of developer. Mix this together. Should look kind of like icing, and it's not much color because we're not gonna be doing too much. I'm just gonna do 1 pack. I prefer to do this on the floor with aluminum foil. Can you see me? What I normally do is just take regular aluminum foil, not hairdressing foil. That's too expensive. Just this Kroger one. Oh, sorry, my floor's dirty. The maid hasn't came yet. That's me. And then tape it so it obviously doesn't slippery slope everywhere. With Scotch tape, you don't want to do duct tape because ask me how I know, it will leave. It will leave that sticky stuff on the floor. And then you have to use Goo Gone to get rid of it, and then you end up slipping on the dang Goo Gone. foil overlaps a little bit, so that way we don't have any colors seeping on the floor. These are little pin curl clips. Clip it to the top. I'm gonna take the color and I'm going to be painting in a little bit of low light. So it already has a little bit of dark here, but for some reason it fades. There's cat hair everywhere. But for some reason it fades and it's just blonde at the end. So I'm just kind of picking out which ones I want to be colored. I'll do this one, vertical at the top, all the way down. These I'll just flop to the side there, or to the front, top, whatever. You really only want to do one weft at a time, because if you stack them on top of each other, the color's not going to be able to penetrate through and it's going to look splotchy. Now if you're coloring a wig, you'll want to get one of those styrofoam heads, styrofoam, whatever, heads from the wig store. They're much cheaper. Oh, I made a mistake. Hang on. So that will have to go in there. They're much cheaper at the wig store. They're like $4. They come in handy for doing a lot of things. You can pin extensions on them, wigs, whatever you're trying to do. But with a wig, you can put it in foil. Just pin it on the foam head and foil it like you would foil your regular hair. Can you speak English? No. So I'm just kind of freehand painting these lowlights in. I don't want this to be a huge drastic difference. You can go up to the top. You can color the weft if you want. It doesn't matter. It's not going to change the color. That's another important thing. Whatever the color of the weft here, the top is, if you color these, let's say black, and they're a level 9, this will stay this color, which is level 9. Obvious that you've colored them. If you know you need dark hair, get the dark one, so the weft is dark. You could get creative and like Sharpie it or something. So once you're done, and I'll do these here in a minute, you put foil on top of them. I try not to fold them up, like fold this foil, because that tends to make these tangle at the bottom. I just lay foil on top. It's been 35 minutes. You can see the darker part for contrast, especially at the bottom, so it looks really nice. We're gonna gather all the little tape parts, the wefts, at the top, like this. Clamp them, because I try not to get these wet if possible, but I'm still gonna hold this because they will fall through. And cold water, rinsing this with cold water. Anytime you shampoo your hair or wash a wig or anything, majority of the time, it should be with cold water. So in the sink, just gonna rinse the color out, and that's it for now. Oh, rats. That's pretty, look at that. Now we're gonna go in with Olaplex 4P, or any kind of blonding shampoo. Shimmer Lights works okay, but honestly, this works the best. Put the little stopper on the sink, and we're gonna put some in the sink. Cold water, you don't wanna put it directly on the hair because it tends to stain the hair. So all we're going to do is kind of dip it in here. You can just continue to dip this or leave it in. It depends on what tone you're going for. But any more than, I would say, like 45 seconds, this turns a violet ashy hue. That's also going to get the shine out the first time you shampoo it, that Barbie doll plasticky look. And that looks about right. This is before I rinse it, so you can see how it tones it very quickly. So really there's no need to put an actual color toner on these. The violet based shampoo works just as well. All right, I'm gonna go through and rinse these with cold water, always cold water. And I'll just do a leave-in conditioner for these. To dry these, when they're out of your head or in your head, you wanna take a towel, a soft towel, and squeeze them. You never wanna rough it up, even though it's easier and faster. Squeezing the water out. You have to really take care of these for these to last and look okay for a long time. Dollar Tree brush, starting at the ends. Even though they're wet, you can see the difference between this yellowy and this is now more of an ash, especially when it dries. Oh, that's gonna be really pretty. And that 9 color is really nice. It actually picks up very violet. Oh, some product in my hand. I'm gonna take this pants hanger. Oh, it's missing a little thing in the middle. And just lay them over here. It doesn't look like it's gonna rain, so I may put them outside in the shade and let the wind kind of hit it a little bit. It only takes a couple hours to dry, or if I leave them inside, it'll be dry by tomorrow. But I'm definitely not blow drying them. And you can use anything, like again, this is a pants hanger, but if you wanna just lay a towel on your floor and spread them out, however you wanna do it, it doesn't matter. You just wanna try to avoid using the blow dryer. I'm gonna go through and dip pack number 2 in the little violet solution for about a minute, and then hang them with this. that's it. That's how I blend my hair extensions. So thanks again for joining me here in my bathroom. I can't wait to see you next week. But in the meantime, I appreciate you being here, and I will see you next week for something cool. Something cool.